Hey, beautiful people, welcome to July. Welcome to July's Energy Insight. This month doesn't feel like it just whispers, it feels that it howls. July rolls in like a cosmic wave. Now, my own journey, as I kind of feel into where we are in time and place, one of the things I really understood is my gravity back towards some of my original roots, which stretch back to 27 years and more, is this understanding of alchemy and the exoteric, esoteric. So one is inward, one is outward. Esoteric, exoteric, looking at the wider, deeper alchemical principles, the things that influence the whole. And one of the things that I've really kind of gravitated towards is that wider influence of what is happening above us. So as above, so below. So looking to the stars and the influences they are also having upon us. So also looking at the sun cycles, the moon cycles, something I've kind of explored over the years, but now being able to kind of weave all that together within the energy that is moving through the collective at these pivotal points in time, and then kind of piecing them together. So when I say July rolls in like a cosmic wave, one of the influences we have above us is the sun is in Cancer. Okay, so think of the sun as illumination, this bright light, and then it is moving into the astrology of Cancer. So what we've got is this illumination of feeling. One of those of you that have Cancer in your star sign, is that you'll know that there is a deep sense of feeling, a deep sense of sensitivity. All right, so what we've got is the sun illuminating that, so we have this feeling of charged feeling. So it's a time of full of feeling, and also alongside it, memory and emotional reclaiming. Now I know with myself over this last few weeks, some of you will know that I've been kind of wading through some, I don't know what it was, but it absolutely grabbed hold of me and knocked me sideways, and probably still hear it partially in my voice. But as the days go by now, I'm feeling stronger and stronger and stronger, and I'm certainly recovering. So one of the things that was happening during that time, I was having all these memories arise that go back into my childhood, and also in the last decade. And one of the things that I kind of look at is when we have things moving through us, is to understand why. What is that carrying? Why is that carrying? Without overthinking it, but a sense of leaning into it, feeling its essence, feeling what it's carrying. And I have this real kind of sense that some of the memories that may be surfacing for people at this time, because you've got this illumination of light and feeling, that some of those memories are not just memories to be healed or cleared. They actually could be serving us as way markers. They could be serving us as signposts. So when I kind of think back to some of the memories that I've had surface within me, is in my childhood I was really blessed to be able to spend 6 weeks of the summer holidays, near the whole summer holidays throughout my childhood, up in the North Welsh mountains. So I was either up in the mountains as a child or out at sea on the boat, and that was just incredible. It was so life affirming. Those memories rose up in me, very, very powerful, and they kind of also were very much interconnected with a family friend who is now this side of life. So I'm wondering if some of that was being stirred up by the other side as well. Um, Incredible these times can be is that I was having a lovely conversation with a dear friend of mine in amongst that time of feeling very unwell, and I had a really dear friend of mine just say to me randomly in conversation, not all those that wander are lost. How incredible is that? So, you know, it was almost like an echo, and alongside it, lots of random kind of moments, events, coincidences that were really signaling a very similar message. So I just feel that this month, as we kind of move into July, if you're having memories surface, is just pause with them, look at them. You know, is this something that's being healed, or is it a way marker? Is it a signpost? Food for thought. We will drop into what feels to be deep waters of intuition. That's something that is also being kind of activated at this time. That's been going on for a while now, and you know, you'll hear many people talk about the veils thinning. Okay, and that I feel is an aspect of that, you know, where that intuition is really bubbling, and beyond that it kind of can morph into knowing, and that's something that I really nurture with those that I work with and within the soul alchemy journeys into knowing, because once knowing comes online, there is this really solid GPS that is within there, this inner compass that can become very unwavering. It can be very solid, very rooting. Okay, so that intuition rising up. Also, you might find there's some ancestral healing going on, or healing within families, within rifts or fractures and ruptures, and that sense of that soul rooted solid bubbling that comes up, just absolutely knowing who you are, what you're about, what you stand for, and where your values lie as well. That really does feel like that is also rising up to the surface. It's like soul rooted safety, knowing who you are, what defines you, where your values lie, and what makes you deeply tick. But alongside that, we are also being asked to not get too comfortable, because mid-month, okay, the sky is telling us as Mars in Taurus begins to shake the ground. All right, so you think about Taurus, very much about that rooted solid. So I'm Taurian myself, this rooted solid kind of like really kind of ability, someone may say it's stubborn, but this ability to kind of really root and just kind of like earth and ground, gritty, which makes sense to the way I work as well. It's full of heart, but there's grit in there. It's very very real, alongside that absolute spiritual aspect. So you think about that, you got Taurus, but Mars moving into Taurus, right? So you think about the energy of Mars. So the ground can shake a bit beneath their feet at this time within this month. So we almost are being urged to expect unexpected endings. I wonder about, are they unexpected? But there could be a sense of that, okay? Slow burns, that also, you know, where you kind of go, do you know what, I saw that coming for a while, but now it's happening. And within that also this sense of sacred rage. And what I mean by that, where you just go, do you know what, no, you're taking a stand. Okay, that could be a boundary, or you're taking a stand, or you're just absolutely just bringing something to an end. But here's a key to that, okay? A code and a key to that. Power moves made from stillness. Okay, so power moves made from stillness. Okay, meaning that we just want to kind of move into that 0 point. And I talked about this last week in last week's video, so if you haven't seen it, go and check it out. Okay, where we're talking about the middle way. Okay, so it's either on YouTube or you'll find it on Instagram within my reels, but we're talking about the middle way. Okay, and when we kind of move into that place, power moves made from stillness, they become embodied alchemy. Okay, there's so much healing that can happen within that, within you and around you, and for yourself and others. Then comes Leo season. Okay, think about that, and with it the heart speaks louder. Okay, the heart speaks louder. We could also be experiencing ego deaths, identity upgrades. Think about what we're saying, knowing absolutely who you are, what you stand for, and what makes you deeply tick. So ego deaths, identity upgrades, and a solar flare of this is who I really am. Okay, this is who I really am. It's absolutely putting the stake in the ground, something that I was speaking to a really dear friend about a couple of days ago. Placing a stake in the ground. This is me. Okay, then Capricorn full moon arrives, and that feels like that's going to be a recalibrator. All of these themes moving amongst each other, it feels like it's going to be a recalibrator, shining light on old structures, soul contracts, and karmic threads you're finally ready to cut, because you know with every bit of you that has been served. So it's almost like this sense of I've arrived, that is complete, that is done. A bit like when I walked down the trackway, when I'd kind of come to the deep decision, and there was so much around that was messaging it that it was time to I was guided into the experience, and I was guiding it out of the experience. When I was nudged all those years back, it's time to grow a garden, I was also nudged the opposite way of that. And so I was walking down the trackway, and I knew that everything within that space had been held and met and served. I'd met it so fully that it was time to just lay that to rest. It had been done, it had been served. So it's that sense of, you know, all those things that have been met, soul contracts, karmic threads, you're finally ready. I don't want to use the word cut. You're finally ready. Maybe in some instances it may well be, but you're finally ready to absolutely move through. Okay, move beyond. Because this month is going to be a truth teller and a spell breaker. Now, I have some journal prompts for you, those of you that like to journal. This is a really powerful journal prompt. Grab your journal. July asks, what are you holding on to out of a habit, not soul? Okay, so journal prompt question is, what are you holding on to out of habit, not soul? Where are you being cracked open just enough to feel the gold rising? Okay, I think that first question is really powerful. What are you holding on to out of habit, not soul? Okay, we want to meet that with grave, because that is transformation through tenderness, rebellion through honesty, magic through raw lived experience. Let July shape you, but don't let it break you. You are being reforged, as I am too. As always, sending you all so much love. keep shining.